Menu. Find out ways to discover the best MT4 expert Avisor. Aspects influencing our choices. When making any type of choice, we have to have the ability to determine, in addition to rate things based upon a range of varied requirement. Whether it is determining in between exactly what kind of vehicle to purchase, or something as easy as which kind of sweet to obtain from a vending machinery, there are eventually a magnitude of elements influencing our choices. These stats are an extremely prominent consider any choice-making procedure. Which dish will provide the most fulfillment for the price? Or which television will provide the greatest quality image and resolution? Like these instances, a range of variables could be weighed when selecting a specialist consultant to trade with. Throughout this two-part report, we will spotlight the measurable elements that impact our choice. The stats and treatments we have actually decided to concentrate upon are a few of the vital variables that need to be used prior to lastly trading and selecting with a particular EA. Comprehending the data. Cold hard quantitative statistics are pertinent and really crucial figures that you should research throughout the course of picking a trading robotic. As you could envision, hundreds of pictures exist to determine danger and efficiency. However, there are simply a handful of measures that are extensive and must regularly be considered. When properly examining a trading robotic, it is extremely crucial to keep one's threat tolerance in mind. We will reveal various instances, in addition to the numerical stats that will information how traders might evaluate a professional consultant. Remember that it is similarly essential that you use your specific threat hunger and choices when determining which EA is the very best suitable for you. Although these are not the only analytical measures you might decide to see, overlooking any of them could possibly lead you to miss out on an important facet of an EA, and eventually negatively influence your trading. Earnings measure. The objective of trading is to expand and produce wide range. Although this is an all-natural and extremely simplified method to consider an intricate task, such as trading, eventually it is the reason all trades are made. With this in mind, the initial aspect you have to use is, will this EA produce unfavorable or favorable returns? Although it is impossible to anticipate the future, particularly in trading, one useful method is to forecast making use of historic information. Remembering that historic outcomes do not suggest future efficiency, it makes extremely little sense to select an EA with a losing record. Undoubtedly you will wish to select a lucrative EA. Nevertheless, simply choosing a rewarding expert advisor will do you no great. You will have to contrast it with various other lucrative EAs, and for that reason productivity has to be quantified. Among the very best measures that we have actually discovered is referred to as the success element. This picture is an easy computation that not just reveals whether you could anticipate an adverse or favorable return on your capital, however likewise takes into account an essential danger aspect which we will discuss soon. The earnings aspect is the ratio of the amount of you could anticipate to acquire for each dollar put in over the amount of you go to threat to lose. The picture is computed as revenue, commission, / maximum drawdown and commission. Any EA with a worth less than 1 represents a historically inadequate EA where returns do not exceed losses and danger. For all extensive functions you will constantly wish to get rid of any EA that has a productivity element of less than 1. Comprehending the drawdowns. When picking an EA, the drawdown of an EA is one of the most essential danger indications. Drawdown is the portion the EA loses from its peak to trough, or the last peak to its next reduced. Since of the info it represents about possible drops in worth and the general volatility of the EA, the reason it is such a vital fact is the preliminary drawdown analysis ought to be done aesthetically by analyzing the equity curve of the EA. Huge choppy motions are a measure of an EA with high volatility and a considerable quantity of drawdowns, which could frequently be fairly extreme. An instance of one EA may appear like so. On the various other hand, a hassle-free constant equity curve is a depiction of an EA with less volatility and typically lower and smaller sized drawdowns. Although your preliminary analysis will be with aesthetic evaluation of the equity curve chart, more quantifying this info to a set measure could be incredibly helpful, specifically when contrasting two comparable EAs. The three vital measures handling drawdowns are maximum drawdown, typical drawdown, and drawdown recovery. The initial, maximum drawdown, is the very best sign for a worst-case circumstance analysis, and is essential in choosing whether one can swallow the possible threat connected with a certain EA. Like the name signifies, maximum drawdown is the biggest drawdown in portion terms that the EA has actually sustained over its lifetime. From a reasonably conservative technique, it is sensible to presume that this maximum drawdown takes place virtually instantly after money in your account. By doing this you could examine whether you would feel comfy with this possible danger. If not, it would most likely be finest if you selected an alternative EA. In the next report we will advance with our analysis of drawdowns in addition to concentrate on the data connected with trading efficiency. Recommended expert advisor. Bookmark.